If not, then we're going to have to do something about that. I'm honored to be here talking to you a little bit about what I had to go through this past year. Most of you probably know me. My name is Josh Weaver. I'm 15 years old. I love basketball, Christian rapping, and Jesus. I started my life as many other children, was full of sports, laughter, and love. It was at a young age that I discovered I was very different from other people. Why? Because I'm a Weaver. Yeah, I know there's some Weavers in here. Got a lot of Weavers in here. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. When I was born, my dad was even preaching, so there was no chance of me to escape the destiny of God that will follow this name that in some cases wasn't the topic of any sermon. But people knew that being who we were, God would get involved. On a serious note, my parents, sister, and I are very close and have always done everything together. But our lives were rocked on August 23rd, 2013 when an eye exam was made for me because I was having severe headaches and double vision. This appointment later revealed a more serious situation. My dad stood in the waiting room of the eye center talking about where we were going to eat after we left. We even discussed glasses or contacts and were laughing and cutting up like we usually do. The laughter stopped when I saw my dad come out of the room that he had been talking to the eye doctor in with tears rolling down his face. He was walking me to the car in a hurried pace. He told me as we were walking that I had something causing swelling on my brain and that the doctor had told him my optical nerve was swollen. He then said we need to go to the hospital. I knew when my mom had met us to go to the hospital something was seriously wrong with me. Once we arrived and with all my family present, it was made certain by a CT scan that a mass was in my brain causing swelling. At that moment, we all began to cry and it became very real to us what was happening. I will never forget my dad throwing his arms around me and saying, don't worry, we're going to fight this with all we got. The battle has started and we know what we are facing. He said we will fight it 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. I remember the fear that I felt at that moment, and it was then when I called on God and said, I am scared. Amen. And I heard God say to me not to worry, and honestly, I put it in his hands right then. On the next day, the doctors did another scan with a clearer image, and it was determined that the mass was a brain tumor, which was located very close to my brainstem, so they would not be able to go in and remove it. They told us that based on the blood work result that we should be prepared for the worst. It looks like stage 3, maybe 4 cancer. It is malignant, and that I could live up to 10 years with it. No. They also said that with the size of it that I should have been in a coma, paralyzed, or even having bad seizures. August 27th, I went in for operation to release the swelling and get a biopsy of this thing growing in my head. I held up peace signs as they rolled me away. I knew God was with me. After surgery, we found out that the first prognosis was to be believed premature. What was to believe a death sentence was turned officially Friday the 30th to a miracle in the making. It was determined to be a geranoma tumor, which is very treatable if caught early enough. When I left the hospital, one of the nurses told us that in the 3 years she had worked there, she's never seen someone leave like I did. I started my radiation in September and took 30 treatments. I just want to take the moment to say thanks to my mom. She dropped everything to help me. She was going to college to be a nurse and take care of people, and now she had to take care of her own son. She was an amazing support to me as well as everyone else. I missed the first semester of school with my friends. I was tired a lot and I lost my hair. Those who knew me and saw my hair have to admit I had the coolest design you could have asked for. We waited for 2 months after radiation was over for the big day. January the 8th this year, the doctor walks in after looking at the new MRI. We are in a moment of complete silence when the sound of the doctor's voice hits the room and says so proudly, the tumor is gone. With only scarring left, where the tumor was, you are now cancer-free. We all hugged and cried to the relief of these words. I know now that what God had told me in the beginning not to worry was true and that he had done this. My faith is stronger than ever, and I know that I hold the responsibility to tell others what God can do. Now I'm going out in the streets and bringing the gospel to the people. Jesus is the bright light in the darkest places. Sometimes you need to get out of your comfort zone, go where the devil is lurking, and save the souls of the deceived. And that's what me and my dad have been doing. Just keep your eyes on Jesus and watch the miracles and people delivered in the process. We need to stop judging people just because of what they've done in the past. We are human. We all have let Jesus down.
Yes.
We have all sinned and we have all failed. But when you just get back up, if you stay down, you're giving the devil what he wants.
Yes.
We all have a job to do for the Lord, and you are the only one who knows it.
Yes.
My job is to lead people to the Lord through music and my testimony.
Yes.
They said I was going to die, but God.
Yes.
My family was broken, but God.
Yes.
The devil knocked me down, but God.
Yes.
Look at me now, devil. I'm here in this pulpit
Yes.
speaking about a tumor you tried to take me out with.
Yes.
Give the Lord a shout of praise up in here. But I got news for you. I'm still here, and so are you. I know the devil has knocked every single one of you down, but you got back up. Just keep fighting for your faith, and you will rise with the Father in heaven when his Son comes back. I would like to thank you for inviting me to come speak, and I'm honored. Thank you.
Amen.